All right, everybody.
Things you shouldn't say in public.
I'm Matt,
I'm Aaron.
and that wonderful, wonderful beat is brought to you by Click and Spark Productions. If you ever need a beat, check them out at soundcloud.com/Click and Spark, or hit them up on the little Twitter birds at Click and Spark. Aaron, how was your day?
It was pretty good. And guys, if
mine was shit.
if that sounded like you read it, it's because we absolutely did. We had to plan that out. That was our first commercial break. But I digress.
I don't know how to read.
My day was pretty amazing. Why was your day shit?
I don't know. I just wanted to say it was shit. It wasn't really shit. No, it was shit. It was cloudy.
With a chance of meatballs?
No. Cloudy with, shit balls. What interesting things have happened since we last spoke to you guys?
Houston has become Atlantis.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yep. And their socks still are not dry. Game of Thrones happened over the weekend.
Yes, it did. Last night.
Last night. Yes, it did.
I tried to watch it earlier, but it said no stream available. Trying to watch the pirated version.
Oh man, see, I can never do that. I can't watch the pirated version. If I wait 365 days for something, I need to see it when it comes out. Because if I watch all 2 episodes in one day, then I'm disappointed. I have to wait, possibly, from what I hear, until 2019 to see the next and final season.
Well, it was the last episode. You don't have to wait for any more. Watch it. You're done. And then next season.
And then Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. I'm ready for that.
I am. By the way, guys, this episode of Things You Shouldn't Say in Public is actually called The Aaron and the Matt. Named after the Game of Thrones season finale, The Dragon and the Wolf.
Oh. Clap, signals. Clap, clap. So what did you like about that episode specifically?
It's really hard to really not like any episode where Daenerys that doesn't get naked. When she gets naked,
she barely got naked.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
You see more of Jon Snow's butt. It was a phenomenal.
She lifted her arm though, and the nipple came out. Boom! That made it the best scene of the show.
Ejaculate.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Oh.
But Arya slicing Littlefinger's throat was probably the best.
I was really wondering who was gonna die. I thought she was gonna kill Sansa.
I thought so too. Really I really wanted Sansa. I felt so bad. I'd never felt bad, and I've tripped kids before. I've never felt so bad about anything I've done than when wishing Sansa dead, when she was really just playing Littlefinger.
I mean, she played a shitty Jean Grey, so there's that.
And I was really, as you said, I was really excited to see, Cersei did it first. She's the queen, so now Jon Snow and Daenerys have dropped on the incest train. They're now, going to make little
aunt, nephew, cousin, babies. What even is that?
Aunt and nephew.
Yeah, but what would the baby be?
The baby would be
it's like
Daenerys' nephew,
cousin.
Jon's first cousin, and also his son. Yeah, there's a little bit, and because of the incest, there might be a little too much DNA in there and may come out with 3 dragon heads. You never know. Because he is a dragon.
Just three balls, maybe.
And how about him being the prince, the heir to the throne? Was it Aegar Targaryen? Was that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
So that was by far the best part. And it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. Daenerys' hand, right? Because Jorah was her hand first. Then more or less, what's his name? The sellsword.
That sun dude.
The sun dude, yeah. He was, ipso facto, her hand for a little bit when Jorah left. And now Tyrion's her hand.
Or just her finger.
Or just the wiggle for the finger. But it seems like everybody who gets put in that position, that is not
gets fucked
hand
up.
of the queen, it's friend zoned. Because Tyrion looked super sad that she was banging Jon Snow. Jorah always looks sad.
I think it was more a look of concern that it was happening.
What would he be concerned about? Her
Like
being...
her not moving forward as fast, or her being more worried about fucking Jon Snow than running the country. I don't know.
Or her being more worried about these White Walkers that are going to take over everything.
I mean, they have to. Well, especially now.
And here's my little qualm with that show. That dragon, right, who is now a White Walker, what was he breathing? What was he blowing out? Was it fire or ice?
I think it was blue fire. I mean,
Right.
it was ice.
Everybody keeps saying it was ice, but I'm like, how
Well,
does ice destroy
I would say that's
ice
just
wall?
because they're stupid. Yeah, it was definitely not ice. It was blue. It was a flame.
But it was a flame. But
thus melting ice.
But this flame doesn't kill White Walkers, I imagine, because they die by fire.
I mean, it's not gonna. They're not gonna use it on themselves. I reckon.
And fire.
Is Bran the White Walker?
No, he's not. Yeah, everybody's. People have asked me.
You know why? Because they look alike in this stupid face. Both have dumb faces.
Bran has a very subtle face, just a very calm. And Bran, I don't think. I mean, Bran had to have gone to live in Sparta for a little bit if he's the White Walker, because that spear he threw to kill that dragon was the best damn spear throw I've ever seen.
Well, or he just got fucking superpowers for being some undead ice monster.
So you think he may be both?
I don't know.
I mean, well, the three-eyed
I don't
raven.
know. I don't give a shit.
Three-eyed raven did say, you won't walk again, but you will fly, and the Night King is definitely flying.
It's true.
But
It's true.
but nobody got their ass beat worse than. Well, I guess he didn't really get his ass beat, Mr. Conor McGregor.
I mean, it happened how I thought it was going to happen, but it took longer to happen, if that makes sense.
So you knew Mayweather was going to either TKO him or KO him, but you didn't think it was going to be until the 10th round.
I said 4 rounds and then knockout. So 10 rounds and then knockout, even though it was all week. Like, neither of them looked beat up. They just looked tired because it was bullshit.
Did you see how much money that dude made?
Yeah, that's why they did
It was
this.
225. He had $250 million. Like, I would literally take my boxing trunks off and just walk out naked. There's nothing else that I need. Nobody could tell me anything. $225 million in my check. And Floyd Mayweather had to win. He had to win. You want to know why? Because Las Vegas would have shut the fuck down if McGregor won. Odds were so against him that if they had to pay that shit out, all the Irish people who came from Ireland, they all put bets on McGregor. I mean, they lost. They're going home to live like Houston is. But the rest of them, it's just if you bet on Mayweather, you're not making too much because the odds were really stacked in his favor.
I don't know. After watching some replays, I don't know. The whole thing looked fake.
It looked fake.
Yeah.
The
whole
I don't know
thing.
about that.
Go look at some of the replays. It looks fake.
Think
It
so?
looks fake. It looks like the ref was in on it. They were both in on it. Like, I think it was just awesome bullshit to make a shit ton of money, and it worked. I didn't buy it.
Where'd you go?
I didn't go nowhere. Watch that shit online for free.
Oh, did you? I straight up. All I did was look at Facebook, and somebody was streaming it Facebook Live, and I just watched the whole thing on Facebook Live. Someone just had the phone pointed to their TV, and I just watched that as what would come.
I think my favorite thing I saw was dude paid a guy on Twitter $20 for the live HD feed, and the guy sent him a picture, and it was like a fucking 2 people from Punch Out, that old Nintendo video game, and then he blocked him.
Really?
Took the $20 and blocked him. That shit's fucking hilarious.
I have a question for you.
No.
What is the weirdest? Bear with me because it's gonna be a weird question. What is the weirdest thing that you had happen in high school? Learning about your hormones and things like that. What is the weirdest thing you've had happen with a girl?
I wouldn't say it's the weirdest. I think it's pretty common, but when you're younger, if the wind blows, you get a fucking boner. And it's just all the time. You have a constant boner. You just walk around.
I heard this story today, right? That's pretty. One of a buddy of mine told me this story about one of his conquests when he was in high school. He was very young, right? He's learning about girls. Okay, he is with his girlfriend of like 3 years and sophomore, and they're laying in bed and they have a cover on top of them and they're playing with each other, right? He decides to take a chapstick, right, one of those old school chapsticks, and pleasure her with this chapstick. Like
around the little button.
Around the little button, correct. Well, what happens is she moves up and the chapstick
goes inside. Just get the chapstick out. Would it melt because it was so warm?
So they couldn't find the chapstick after that, though.
What is this shit about? Like the chick from American Gods? Like a vast space in her vagina? And she's just sucking in anything that you put in there?
So what happens is...
Where the fuck did it go?
So what happens is he goes into the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, you gotta go in the bathroom with me. You have to." So he goes in the bathroom. Her leg is up on the toilet, right? And he's just under her, trying to roll
around with one finger. He's gonna stick a hole. Well, it sounds like you can just fucking open up and look in.
Yeah, dude. And just trying to find this thing, and he was terrified that she was going to shit on him because she kept trying to push to try and get it out.
What is that?
That was the absolute weirdest thing I've ever heard happen to anybody.
This is somebody that you know?
Yes.
Are you allowed to say their name?
I probably don't. Yeah, probably not. They're married. They're married now, so he didn't.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Galaxy far away.
And this was his,
like her vagina.
This was his first high school sweetheart. He married his second, so he married his silver medal. And I don't want her to know that. She was his silver medal.
I hope none of these people listen. I mean, I don't give a shit. I don't know. I mean, high school things aren't meant to last anyway.
That's true. Sometimes
people that you date when you're like 19 shouldn't matter.
And a lot of times, people that you date when you're 19 end up being 750 pounds. Somebody in that relationship, the one hopefully there are kids listening, but for anybody in a relationship, if you're in a high school relationship, guaranteed one of you is going to be fat in 20 years. So when you see the other person walking around the grocery store, you're like, oh, hey.
I mean, you're talking about like a 40-year-old. They probably are going to be fat.
No, I'm talking about like 20.
If someone's 19, you meet them 20 years from now.
All right, okay, when you meet them 10 years from now.
Okay, give or take. Maybe. I don't know. Depends. Speaking of fat, we just paid money to go on another death race.
Oh, we did. Shout out to Spartan Race. They don't sponsor us, but they should. But
why? Slowest time ever.
Actually, we probably didn't have the slowest time ever.
Yeah. I mean, I think we finished like medium out of that
group.
Yeah.
We were doing our final race for our trifecta in November. It is going to be in ironic, hold your breath, Spartanburg, South Carolina for the Spartan race. And we're going to die. It's going to be 15 miles of pure hell, up and down mountains, and but to be honest with you, after that,
I don't want to talk about this.
After that, Palmerton, PA, I don't think it's going to be as bad.
Yeah, that was pretty much.
That was death.
That was death.
And we hated you're going to hate, if you ever do a Spartan race, you're going to hate every single minute of the race itself. But when you're finished, you're going to feel accomplished and want to do it again.
Every time I finish one, I contemplate never doing it again.
But you always end up doing it again.
Yeah, because of peer pressure. I'm weak. I'm a weak coward of a person that does whatever anyone asks.
You know what I found out today? I was or not today, but on because recently I went on vacation, right? And I was staying with some friends, and one of this friend he lives with his dad, and one of these friends, his dad is a longshoreman, so he goes away for a while and comes back, later. His mom makes dinner every time the dad comes home, which is to be expected.
What?
The dad, well, just like hey, welcome home, not not a womanizer.
Jesus, I know you're not a womanizer. You're
but no, just
awful
like,
person.
it's to be expected. Like whether it's a guy or girl, if they come back from a far away place, you expect to have someone's going to make dinner or take them out. So he himself though is very picky about what he eats, and the exchange between the two of them was hilarious. I'm sitting at the table, and he's like, oh, he has a very strong accent. Oh, I'm going to get this meal. I've been waiting for this meal forever. I've been waiting for this meal forever, and I can't wait to eat it. I can't wait to eat it.
Where are they from again?
They're from Northern African area. So he
North Africa.
Northern Africa is not actually. It's part of Africa, but it's not on the continent. It's like an island. So I guess it's still Africa. But anyway, I digress. We're at the table, and I know she made soup. Right, and I'm like, oh man, that soup looks really good. It looks delicious. And
Who's making soup in the summertime?
she was.
Awful. Keep going.
Now, mind you, this is in New York, so I mean, at the time it was 62 degrees. So
I thought New York was usually hot as
Oh no.
sticky balls in August.
Oh no, not towards the end of August. We're about to go in September. And so we're all sitting down at the table, and he's talking to us. He's like, Americans are stupid. He's like, all of you Americans, you don't know math. You have to use calculator. Now you have their smartphone. He's like, when I was child, I didn't have smartphone. I didn't have calculator. I used my hands. I used paper, and I used pen. That is it. You are stupid. You don't have the same education that I have. You know what I had when I grew up? I had.
Why are you at this place? I'm like, I don't want to be here just to be insulted, you fuck.
He was hilarious. He's like, the only thing I had with me was when I was in Africa is when I had my pants, right? My pants had no bottoms, so all I had was my dick swinging in the wind as I walk. That was it. My dick swinging in the wind, and all the girls go, ooh, ah. But I had mind and I had focus, not like you horny motherfuckers that walk around here. I had focus of mind, and I became smart. But my dick's still swinging in the wind. That's what he says, right?
You're so goddamn smart. Why don't you make some fucking pants?
So,
That's what I say.
So
Your dick isn't swinging, or maybe build a hammock for it. Throw it over your shoulder like a continental soldier.
So he goes, and we're sitting down, and she puts out the plates, and we all help. And from the moment that we put down that bowl, his head is down, right? Looking at this bowl, as if he knows there's no way this bowl is for me. Or
have you ever seen Next Friday? Where the guy's like, what is this shit? I cannot get jiggy with this shit.
This is exactly what it was about to happen. So he's looking at the bowl. I'm like, hey, you alright? You good? And he's like, I'm fine. And he looks at me like, I'm fine. I'm concerned, but I'm fine. Because I know what about to happen is not about to happen. So she walks around, and she fills his bowl first with
what kind of soup was it? Maybe this.
It's Spanish soup. She's big in Spanish food. It's called sancocho. For those Spanish people, it's delicious. But it had.
I don't know what it is.
It had chicken, corn. It was really good. It was delicious. She's
chicken
awesome cook.
Tortilla soup.
Chicken, no. There's chicken, corn.
Sounds like it.
Full chicken. Like wings and legs, and they just fell off the bone. It's delicious. So she goes in, she pours it in his bowl, and I kid you not, he's just staring at the fucking plate. Not a single word, not moving, not laughing. So he finally looks up when everybody's served. She sits down, he's like, woman. Right? Now, they curse each other out all the time in a joking manner, so he's not a womanizer either. She calls him...
A womanizer would be someone that chases women.
Oh, well, there you go. He's not sexist towards women.
There you
go. So he's a woman. I go away for 30 months. You have sex with all of the men you want while I'm gone. I know nothing about it. I come home, they're not here. Okay, fine. It's cool. This is what he said. So
Is he joking?
I
Or
don't
is
know.
he serious?
I assume he's joking. So you chase all the men, and I get you a car, I get you a house, I get you everything you want. You spend all of my money. You spend all of my money. That's all you do. That's all you do. And I come home to get full meal, and you give me plant and water. You give me plants and water. I want the rib. I want meat. I want something stick to my bone. I don't work and give you all my money so I can eat out of a soup can. No, and she says, that's not out of a soup can. I made that myself. I worked really hard on that. And he goes, not hard enough. How hard? And he starts breaking down how hard it is to make soup. You got to water from the fountain. You got the glass from outside, and you got the bacon, and you mix it all together. What is the difference? If I want soup, I'll just go get cereal. That's what he said.
Not the same at all, but all right.
Depends on the cereal. Depending on how gross the cereal is, it may taste exactly the same.
Like oatmeal, maybe? I don't know. One's hot, one's cold. And cold soup sucks.
How's your
That
vacation?
sounds awful. I went to good old Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Yes.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Where America goes to die.
Was it poppin', as the young kids say?
No, it wasn't the right bike week for it to be popping.
Oh, really?
Right. That was I think a week later.
Did you plan that out, or did you?
No, I don't get to choose the dates. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How was it? Did you go to the beach? Did you?
I went to the beach. I went to the boardwalk. I looked at the shitty shops. The only thing that was remotely cool was that they had different pops, little pop characters.
For those of you who don't know, Funko Pops are the greatest action figure ever.
Collectibles.
Collectibles, correct.
Yeah.
And I don't really have any, but I am working on my collection to try and see if I can get into the Funko Pop.
I'm looking around the room and there's nothing but these things.
That is absolutely not true.
All over the place.
There's TVs, there's
There
chairs,
is a TV.
there's two
There's
posters.
a chair. There's a poster. And there's about 45 figures between
There's an Iron Man helmet too.
your TV and the bookshelf with 4 books and 45 pop characters.
And how about that? You see that little vial at the top? I have the Captain America. Only I have this, by the way. Only me. Only me. Nobody else has
You
this.
sound like Donald Trump.
Nobody else has this. Only me.
You should
That
not.
is the
If you get it, you're
that,
bad.
that is the Captain America serum.
So why
Right
don't you
there.
drink it?
Because I'm saving it. I'm saving it for a good time. I'm saving it for when somebody needs it. That's what I'm saving it for. That's the only thing that's used for at times of peril. If somebody were to come and try to...
Horse shit, sir. You use it right the fuck now. I want to see you turn into Captain America.
Well, I kind of already am Captain America at the moment. Ba-ba-bow!
Kinda is loosely based in on Captain America. Alright, well, my vacation sucked. Yours had a good story. I viewed some oddities. I don't know how funny it is and how offensive. Hopefully it's both. But I don't understand this. But I was on the boardwalk. For those of you that don't know, it's just a big outdoor mall area with like saltwater taffy and fucking bullshit like that. This gentleman, he was in a wheelchair. And
Was it a motorized wheelchair? Or
No.
was okay.
regular old wheelchair. And I don't know if you're familiar with walking sticks.
I am.
Like Gandalf style walking sticks, like basically a staff.
Which Gandalf? The gray or
The gray.
white? Okay.
He had one, and I was very confused because if you're holding a walking stick, you can't use the wheels. You need both hands for that. And but the main concern was it was a walking stick, so he's not going to be walking in a wheelchair. Thoughts?
Let's see. So were his legs moving?
No.
They were. So he was just using the walking stick to
Yeah, the
propel himself forward.
blanket. I don't know.
Because I mean,
It
sometimes
was a blankie.
I like to pretend sometimes. And if I'm in a wheelchair, I'm telling you, I'm going to pretend, I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. I'm on a boat, and this walking stick is my oar, and I just propel myself forward.
Seems like that would just take so much effort.
I'm in a wheelchair. What else can I do? I can't play basketball. I can't
play video games.
I can't Netflix and chill.
He had both.
But he's outside.
My grandfather, interestingly enough, he was in a wheelchair, and he couldn't use his left arm also.
Mm-hmm.
So this gentleman had both arms. I would play video games, maybe jerk it. I don't know.
Outside though, we're outside. He can't jerk it in public.
Game Boy.
Who has a Game Boy?
My grandpa did.
But But this is 2017. Who has a Game Boy today?
What are they called now?
They call it a Switch.
But more importantly, there is something that someone can use, right?
I mean, I guess.
The PSP.
Hell yeah.
Okay, there you go. PSP. He could use a PSP instead of his walking stick.
But how did he get around? He has to get around somehow.
Use a goddamn wheelchair. What the fuck do you mean?
But if he wants to pretend and live his life, hey, these are the high seas. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow, and use a walking stick to propel himself forward so he can move around.
Okay, well, I will not give you that one, but I will move on to my second oddity with wheelchairs. This was Stranger. So I saw this gentleman twice. This is when I came back home. He was in a wheelchair the first time I saw him. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with Virginia Beach. I think you are.
I'm pretty familiar.
You know that.
I've been a couple times.
You know that old beautiful place called Walmart.
Yeah, Wally World.
There's a Wally World, and really close to Town Center. So there's some interesting characters. He is
You used to be one of those interesting characters.
I didn't live there.
Oh, I don't know if you remember. We'll talk about this after your story, but you remember that time me, you, and John Smith and Hebron?
That was a different Walmart. And every time you tell the story, it's awful.
It's
so
fantastic.
It's
a fantastic
we'll refine
story.
Your story, but every time you tell it, people look at you like, where's the punchline?
There's no punchline. It's just all chaos and destruction.
Chaos and destruction is what I live by. But he is pedaling with his feet, Fred Flintstone style. He's in a wheelchair, and he is basically using his legs and pedaling with his feet. And I don't understand. If anyone's listening, this is a good test. Maybe you know something that I don't. Why was this motherfucker pedaling with his feet in a wheelchair?
That's a good question. We can use that, but that could be a poll question too. Why do people pedal with their feet when they are in a wheelchair?
That's a terrible poll question because it shouldn't be a question. You're in a wheelchair because your feet don't work. Your legs.
Not necessarily.
He used his whole legs. Like, you can't see me. I'm aware of this, but he was using his whole legs, like his heel and his calf muscle and his thigh muscle to move the wheelchair.
What if you have bad knees and you can't really just stand up on the knees?
I don't think people do the wheelchair when they have bad knees like that.
What do they do?
Fucking crutches or something? I don't know. Those wheelie things where you just rest one knee on it?
What if it's both knees?
I mean, fuck, because the dude was like fucking 17.
I mean,
so
he could have went to juvenile school and messed up his knees.
Juvenile school?
Yeah, like juvenile delinquent. And then,
the jail.
The jail, yeah. And then messed up his knees.
Two people just caved his knees in?
Or
fuck you.
Or he was just standing on them for quite some time.
Yeah, most time you're made to not break down like that. Well, anyway, that's enough bashing people on. Why are you in a wheelchair, asshole? Your legs move. Whatever. Fuck you.
Now, just to be clear, we support all people who are in wheelchairs.
I said my grandfather was in a wheelchair. He was paralyzed.
Exactly. For those of you who have full function of your legs and still, like those people who can walk, who can clearly walk, but get into those fucking carts at Walmart or the grocery store. You can walk. I saw you get up to get 17 things, then get back in your car and beep, beep. Like, it's not a car.
You remember when I originally told you that story? And
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, this guy's in a wheelchair too.
Uh-huh.
I was telling you this story. The Guy at 7-Eleven coming out in his wheelchair. He has a truck with a trailer with a trike on it. It is a motorcycle with 3 wheels. If people don't know, I hope you know. Fucking idiots. So he scoots over to him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Gets out of the wheelchair and then packs up the wheelchair and then goes
like a boss. That's like a boss. That's how you do. That's what you do to get extra change. Sorry, sir. I'm trying to buy groceries, and I can't to work because I'm in a wheelchair. Can you give me some money? And then he gets some money. And
Where's that person from?
That person was from
London.
London. Yeah, that's from London. Because everything sounds better in London.
Tea and crumpets.
Tea and crumpets. What did
Fish and chips.
What did Nick Swartzen say? He's like, yeah, if you have a British kid, versus an American kid, Daddy, I pissed my pants, or Dad, I peed the bed. And you're like, fuck, right? But Daddy, I went wee wee in my britches. You're like, oh, that's okay, British kid. That's all right. Go play, buddy. Go get some Cheerios. Cheerios.
Cheerio. Jesus Christ.
No, back to this story. Can we please tell this story? Refine, as you say, this story.
Because I was drunk, so I don't remember it all. And it's not that it's a bad story, but it's the way that it's told is awful.
Let's recap. We'll do highlights.
No, what we'll do is another test. If you want to hear the story, email us. Listen to this and email us, and I will tell the story.
You don't remember
the next podcast.
I will tell.
We'll talk about it. I mean, I remember bits and pieces.
It
also highlight how horrible of a human being I am.
Let's just say, just to give you a hint, if you want to hear this story,
I don't want any hints.
It involves Matt and Mexicans, Matt and African Americans, Matt and McDonald's, some throw up, and
I thought there was also delicious fried chicken.
That's part of the black people part, and there is also what else? What else was there? Oh, there's also a photo studio after hours.
A photo studio.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember when John Smith laid down?
I remember when he laid down like on a thing of chairs
inside of a photo studio.
Oh, this is all apparently this is all in the Walmart. This is
all inside the Walmart. Yes.
Okay. There was Mexicans.
There was
Walmart.
Mexican. Yeah, because
so racist. Whatever.
Yeah, you are so racist.
You're racist. You don't care about white people.
I do. I just don't care about one white person, and his name is Donald Trump.
You've told me repeatedly you hate white people. Only reason you hang out with me so that eventually I'll feel comfortable and you're gonna slit my throat. Somber.
I would never do that. I would never do that. My karambit is in my pocket only because I want to make sure we have protection.
Is that like what Bart Simpson says? I caramba.
I caramba, yes, but that is actually I caramba. Do you think that we could steal some of those lines from The Simpsons?
Probably get sued, or they really wouldn't give a shit.
Family Guy does it.
They're on the same network, though.
So,
yeah, whatever.
Bill Nye, the Science Guy, did the Professor Proton.
And who the fuck is Professor Proton?
I don't know. The only reason I know of his existence is because he was on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, how long have we been doing this for?
We've been doing it for about 7 days.
The podcast.
Has our time run out?
It's nearing.
Our producer is telling us that our time is running out and that we can't.
Yes, our producer.
We can't do this for too much longer.
Before we leave, that tasted good.
That's disgusting.
I just found out. Well, maybe it's because I was thinking about what I was thinking about. Apparently, Katy Perry and Taylor Swift feud.
Yeah, this has been going on for a little bit
like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
I didn't know that this was a thing.
Yeah, apparently Taylor Swift is angry because Katy Perry's boobs look so much better in a tight dress than than Taylor Swift's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely think Katy Perry's a see you next Tuesday, but she does have some tits. She has some TNA, and that's what Daddy likes. So Daddy's gonna side with her, because the other one looks like a 12-year-old boy in a dress.
Who got embarrassed by Kanye
Which
West.
there's nothing that rhymed all the time. You're trying to rhyme.
It's those amazing beats from clickandspark.com.
Yes, they really just seeped in and taking control of my mind's eye. Now,
They have been fruiting for some time, and apparently Katy Perry wants to bury the hatchet. But I don't know that Taylor. From what I hear,
the reason why I hear about it is because I guess Taylor Swift just came out with a song where she's like talking shit.
yeah, if anybody should not be talking shit, it should be Taylor Swift. You know, she just sued a guy. She sued a guy for $1 because she claims that he touched her butt during a photo shoot. The DJ.
What butt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, you mean he grabbed your back?
He accidentally touched your leg.
Yeah. Like,
sorry.
there
Was that an ironing board? Or oh no, that was your ass. Yeah. You know, I mean, I thought it was hilarious. Like, I don't know anything about this shit, and my wife was giving me the rundown. Like, she found an article online and was telling me everything. I thought it was hilarious. And then the next day we heard her new song, which I thought she was shit to begin with. She's even worse now.
Didn't she go from like country to pop? She made it switched over. She used to do country
Awesome.
music, and now she does pop music.
I don't know. I just thought all of her songs were about John Mayer breaking up with her or some shit.
No, they absolutely were.
And then, I don't know, this one's really weird. She keeps saying, like, oh, you want to talk to the old Taylor? She
That's
can't
weird.
come to the phone now. She's dead.
Wow.
That's the line.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I
okay.
laughed my ass off. I thought it was hilarious. And the song was pure garbage.
That's all. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, you are the equivalent of being a Justin Bieber fan in my eyes.
You're a garbage person.
You are a garbage person.
You 12-year-old girl.
Insert some Eminem into your life,
Yeah.
and
I say Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels. Yeah, let's
Run the Jewels
Yeah.
is great.
Yes, especially
Kendrick
the
Lamar.
backdrop of or no, Run the Jewels.
From-
Kendrick Lamar. I'm sorry, RTJ
For Black Panther.
for
Is that
Black
what you're
Panther.
going
That's
with?
where I was going. You need to watch Black Panther and listen to RTJ if you want some serious tunes in your life.
Well, yeah. That was a good mix of it, but they have a bunch of stuff that's great. We're just promoting people. I mean, whoever's listening. The one or two people.
They're not-
Like my wife. She's like, I already know you fucking like them.
You know they're not paying us, so this is all free promotion
Yeah, they've never paid
to the
us.
So I just want you to know, to the millions and millions of you watching out there, to the millions and millions of you listening out there.
Okay.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah.
Watch the Black Panther trailer because it is amazing.
All right, so one more little shout out to Click and Spark. We got a little outro from them as well. Tell us what you think about the intro and the outro. That would be great.
See you later, guys.
Bye bye.
Hey, do we say I'm Aaron and you're Matt, or do we do that yet?
I don't know. In case you're wondering, I'm Matt.
Young Jeezy, a Weezy.
No, fuck that. He's Aaron.